It's a really beautiful day today, amazing beautiful day in spring today. And these days really kind of feel a little bit, you get that sense of feeling of loneliness of not having a girlfriend or not having, if you're a girl watching this, I don't know if you'll be a girl watching this channel, but yeah, and I honestly do feel like too, um, since girls could go ahead and be more on the emotional side, that this probably does bother them way more than us guys. Um, but it affects the boys too. And these beautiful days, you kind of just wish that you had a girl that you could go ahead and just go on the walk with and have a beautiful conversation with and actually be outside with. I'm not talking in terms of texting a girl inside, texting back and forth. I'm talking about actually being out here with a girl. And yeah, he, there's two things. Lust, um, lust has just a huge control like over me. But actually, I wouldn't say that it's the huge limiting factor for me. I did. It is. I watched the hub today. I've been in a huge hub slump recently, and that's due probably because um, how it feels for me getting ghosted after my first date, um, and me regretting of things I should have done better. I feel like I could have did some things better with her. I could have showed her like more emotions that I really kind of cared about her, and I'm kind of confused with her. I didn't view her as a long-term option. I didn't view her as a potential option to go ahead and be in a relationship with, but yet I still feel that little bit of like, of course I could have done better. It's my first date. I'm okay with the results, right? I couldn't expect nothing. I wasn't shy. I wasn't nervous. But I more so like, since I wasn't shy or kind of nervous with her, um, I didn't get a chance to go ahead and build a more intimate side with her. I was kind of a little bit more like kind of friend zoning her a little bit. I felt like she wanted me to go ahead and like feel for her a little bit more, and I wasn't kind of like giving that. And I like, it's so surprising that I feel that way for her. I feel that way for her not being a long term option, but I'm still thinking about her, and that has been something really common with me, with multitudes of my crushes back in high school. Um, After I graduated my senior year, the girl, I didn't like her when I first, like, I thought she was like, oh, okay, but when she started showing me like affection a little bit, which no girl like ever did that, like physically, like actually went out, right? Of course, okay, there has been girls who have went out their way to go ahead and express their affection towards me. I have a sense of a huge imposter syndrome, and that I neglect some of the girls that I had, like, they have given me opportunities. Like, I have gotten asked out by two, maybe I got asked about three girls during my school time, and got asked about a gay dude too recently. Yeah, and going on with the going on with the gay dude too. Like, at least he had more confidence to go ahead and do that compared to me. But I have a huge imposter syndrome in that I believe that I can't go ahead and go ahead and talk to girls, even though I have had friendships with girls before, and I have talked to many girls before, and I've had many crushes before. I've always been inside my mind, and that's the cool thing with retention. The cool thing of just um, really figuring out who you are as your individual, as yourself, is that you get a chance to go ahead and realize that potential that people kind of realize in you before. And when you start to realize that potential, you start to bring people up, and a lot of people start to become afraid of you. But going back to the high school like crush I had my senior year, she gave me a lot of affection, like arm to arm. Like she was like right next to my arm right here. I still remember I was talking with my friend. I was like, I could feel the warmth like, of us being like that close together. I'm like, I have never felt that before, uh, and I have had. I have never had a girl clear as day like me like that before. And I started really liking it, and I liked her a lot. And after I graduated, man, I was constantly just thinking about her, listening to emotional music. Um, Man, that was my quote unquote gap year. Should have worked. I should have got my money up that year too. But I was trying to go ahead and start my business, but I couldn't. I couldn't. I mean, I did, but it was not the best ability because I was just stuck in these negative emotions. I was unable to go ahead and manifest a desired reality, that my reality that I wanted to go ahead and do, because I was stuck in the past. I was stuck with regretting all the multiple crushes I had. And the crazy thing with them too is that I struggle to look at them in the face. Like there's some girls that I like it's kind of weird. I like these girls more for their personality and or their aura kind of, and not really 100% for their looks, because I was so shy to look at their face, and I was so shy to give a sign that I liked them. I was acting more like the girl in high school, um, instead of being the guy okay, who was able to go ahead and do that. Okay, being okay, like, hey, I'm looking at you, I like you. But I was more so like I was so shy. I was like, I had no belief in myself, um, and the amount of self doubt I had was crazy. But the thing is, with a really just feeling like lonely about not having a girl, um, even though like I could I need to put myself out there in scenarios. It's not fun being afraid. It's not fun being having fears of not being able to just to go ahead and just have a conversation with a girl. It's not. It sucks being addicted to your phone screen on a toilet and watching some girl who does not care about you. You releasing your seed. Um, that sucks. That really sucks. And that is something that we should not be doing. Um, we should not be consuming this amount. We should not be this far deep in lust and or just us being normal as humans, right? It could be healthy to go ahead and like release like once or twice a week, and that's like being like normal. But but this is a retention channel, and that is not the goal of what this practice is. We're trying to gain self mastery. But if you were doing like releasing once or twice a week, like back then, and just doing that in today's day and age, this lust issue wouldn't be as close as what it is. But guys are releasing to the hub, guys are releasing, buying OnlyFans, doing all this stupid stuff, being simps, doing all this stupid stuff. But yeah, I have had crazy attachment issues towards girls, and really having these huge crushes on girls that I've never talked to, and having like that sense of a fake breakup kind of feeling, even though I never dated them in the first place. But man, I'm sorry for this video being more all over the place. Wait for this train to go by. But these are two things, this fear and this lust, is things that you need to go ahead and overcome, to go ahead and be just relatively simple, or just in your life. Those are just two things that you just need to go ahead and have a sense of control of. And the only thing, you always hear this famous quote, the only thing to fear is fear itself. And that is something that you just have to go ahead and master. We like to think of animes, for example. We like to think of having like these physical powers, having the spirit gun from Yu Yu Hakusho, having the spirit energy, having the Rasengan, like having those types of energies like manifesting physically. And we view that as a power that we wish to have, that we wish that we could have in this world, kind of. But that power is your mind. Your mind is your anime. Your anime power is your anime superpower, I guess. And if you're able to have mastery over it, you're able to create multitudes of things. You're able to go ahead and surpass so many people. So many people are not willing to go ahead and master the mind. So many people are okay with living in fear. So many people are okay with just being normal. So many, like, I'm not saying that it's bad to be normal. Like, I don't like that stigma too that gets put out on the internet too, that if you're average, you're doomed. That's so stupid. But you just having a mastery over your mind makes this world way much more, I believe, to be much more funner. Hopefully it is much more fun when we have some mastery over your mind. But you need to go ahead and do that, and I need to go ahead and do that too, man. And once you're not addicted to lust, and once you're not in that stage of being like really needy for a relationship, you could go ahead and enjoy life. Because if you get put in that sense of scarcity, and me getting put in that sense of scarcity was with basketball, and dude, man, I've been thinking about it for a while. Probably make a video about it later. How I just gave up on my goal of just doing basketball and stuff like that. Just getting better at the sport. But it just got ruined because how scarce I was, how desperate I was. And that if you're feeling that same old way, if you're feeling negative emotions, you're feeling those negative emotions about being lonely, you're putting yourself in a box, you're putting yourself in a confinement, and you're gonna just loop that around. And you have to be someone who doesn't get moved by that, who doesn't get moved by having beautiful weather and not having a relationship. If you remain still, Like imagine like a big boulder. If you know that one boulder from Demon Slayer, the one Danjiro had to go ahead and slice before he had to go ahead and get into the Demon Slayer like corp. It was like training, the training to go as like it was in the first season, I believe. It was that big old rock with the former water Hashira he had right there, like that big old boulder. Imagine a big old boulder here, and you having to go ahead and remain still. And that is the video for right now. Peace.